We're glad you're with us here on the Pirates Sports Network. Jeff Cunningham alongside head football coach Connell Maynor as the Pirates gear up for their final home game of the 2015 season, kicking off against the Rattlers of Florida A&M at Armstrong Stadium. Coach, before we get to that, tough loss this past weekend at South Carolina State down in Orangeburg. Defense played well in spots, offense played well in spots, but down the stretch, execution.
Yes, it was. We got to get out to a faster start offensively. Defensively, we got off to a strong start, holding them guys, and the block punt put them in bad position. Then got us behind the 8-ball, and we was never able to recover. But we didn't give up. We fought hard and made it a game in the fourth quarter, and you got to admire the guys for that, not quitting, not giving up. We could have very easily tanked it, been down 14-zip up there at halftime with that big crowd, but the guys came out and kept fighting, got down 21-zip, and tried to make it run. So I was proud of the guys for not quitting playing for 60 minutes.
How full is the proverbial tank for this team? Because this team has been nonstop since the first week of September. Your bye week is actually the last week of the regular season, so you haven't had a break, whereas pretty much every other team in the MEAC has.
Yeah, the schedule kind of got us a little bit this year. With the open week being the last week of the season, so we didn't get that bye week to heal up and get our players back healthy. Before we played A&T, they had a bye week, and the coach said that if they'd have played us the week before, they would have been missing 5 players. And so that week off gave them a chance to get those 5 players back and let them heal up and let the rest of the team heal up, let them get their legs back a little bit. And we didn't get that opportunity this year. So it did hurt us a little bit there. We could have got an open week in there somewhere to help get our guys back, because we got a lot of injuries this year, a whole lot. But it's part of the game. You got to put tape on and keep playing and keep fighting. You don't make excuses. Just get it done. And so we're going to keep fighting.
Talk about quarterback Jarrell Antoine made his first start of the season this past Saturday, just the 6th career game he's played in. A couple touchdown passes, some good things, but he's still a young player, isn't he?
He really is. And like you said, it's only game 6 for him. He made some mistakes, taking some sacks when he was outside the pocket, when he could just flip the ball away and save us some yards there and not take those licks. And then he missed a couple of reads, but he made some plays too. Overall, I thought he played well enough for us to win. But we just didn't have enough consistency offensively and defensively and special teams to pull out the W.
Looking forward to the Rattlers on Saturday. This is a Florida A&M team under first-year head coach Alex Wood. They've won 1 game this year, so on paper this looks like a lopsided matchup. But what's the reality when you watch the film?
Oh yeah, they're much better than 1-8 record. They last couple of games they played some good football teams and been in the game. It's been very competitive. The defense is doing a great job, and offensively they're just struggling a little bit to get points. They're moving the ball. They're just struggling a little bit to get points. They're a very dangerous team. They can get some points on the board early with that defense. They can be tough to beat. They can beat anybody in this conference on any given Saturday.
We know what it's like to play at home. We know what homecoming is like. But what's the last home game of the season like?
Well, it's a game that you want to go out on top and go out with a figure. You want to play well to give your home crowd something to look forward to. If it's not the last game of the season, the rest of the season and next year. And then your seniors, you always want to go out with a W for those guys, because they gave their blood, sweat, and tears for 4 and 5 years for the program. So you always want to go out on top and get a big win for those guys. And you want to do it for those guys because they gave so much to Hampton University.
How do you manage the emotions of that as a coach, particularly this year with such a large senior class? We've got 24, 25 seniors, and they're going to have that ceremony before the game. How do you manage the emotions of that before kickoff?
Well, you just got to, they're going to have their loved ones out there, and, we'll shake their hands and hug their necks and tell them we appreciate and thank them for everything they've done. And you have that little moment, and then you got to realize that, in 5 minutes they're going to kick off, and you got to play a football game. So, you do all you can do for that brief 10 to 15 minutes to thank those guys and really let them know how much you appreciate what they've done for the program. And then you got to get back to business, which is winning the football game.
We talk about goals changing as the season goes on. Over the summer, everybody thinks they can get to Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl in December. As the season's progressed, the goal has kind of changed. But if the Pirates win this weekend, they're 500 and they have a shot next weekend for their first winning season in a couple years. How big would that be?
I think that'd be very big. You know, you come in, you're trying to change the dynamics and the culture of Pirate football and get back to the winning ways and the dominant ways of winning MEAC championships and going to the playoffs. And won 3 games last year. We can win 6 this year. That's 3 more than last year. You have a winning season. You got 5 conference wins, and that's something to build on, showing that we got this thing going in the right direction to where we're going to try to build to 8, 9, 10 wins next year and keep it going to get back to where Pirate football is used to.
What's the key to this game this weekend? What's the one thing this team needs to do to beat Florida A&M?
We got to protect the ball. We got to take care of the ball on offense and play better on special teams.
It's head football coach Connell Maynor leading up to the Pirates' final home game of the 2015 season this Saturday against the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. We'd love it if you could join us here at Armstrong Stadium, but if you can't, we'll be streaming the game live on the Pirates Sports Network. Thank you for watching.